Hi everybody. Welcome back to DAE Create and Hang. My name is Emily. I love Scratch. Used to teach Scratch. Now I do all the marketing for the digital arts experience. The digital arts experience. But I still like to do Scratch in my free time because it's really, really fun. And it's awesome for beginners and advanced folks alike. So today, I'm going to create a game that I used to love, Space Cheetos. And we're gonna make just like a coin collection game. It's gonna be really simple. We're gonna employ a little bit of gravity, a little bit of sensing slope, and it's gonna be really, really fun. So let's get started. Programming language that is super duper powerful, but also really, really easy to use if you're just starting out. So, Scratch.mit.edu, we're going to the upper left-hand corner to create. And I'm immediately going to get rid of the cat. I'm going to go get my Cheesy Puffs, because we can't have a Space Cheetos game without our Cheetos, without our Space Cheetos. Alright, so I'm going to the backdrop. I'm in a new backdrop because I kind of want to be in outer space, obviously. I really like this super sweet new backdrop called Nebula, but I'm gonna go into it. I'm gonna modify it. So I just want to give myself a ground. So let's make our ground kind of pink. Ooh, that's nice. Make some nice gentle slopes like this. Oh, and I forget, I need to I'm gonna make this. I forget. Let's make this 50. Get nice and big. There it is. So we'll just make this ground. Bloop. Do a little coloring in, bada bing, bada boom. We gotta give us some good color. So here we are. And this will be my first level. I'm just gonna duplicate this. Let's give this game maybe like 3 levels. We gotta collect all the stuff. Yeah. Do a little coloring. That's gonna be my last one. So, 1, I'm just gonna number them so that they're really easy for me to program. 3. Alright. So, here we go. We are going to go ahead and just jump right in. So the first things first, I always know that I want my backdrop to start on 1 and my Space Cheetos to start in their starting position. So what I do is my default is to kind of always do a basic preliminary when flag clicked sort of sequence, like to reset everything. And I'm gonna move myself so I'm not craning my neck, as it were. So I basically want to tell it to show. These are just my sort of go-to defaults. Go to its starting position. Just gonna move my mouse around here. There we go. That's nice. switch the backdrop to the backdrop 1. Whoops. My third one didn't get renamed for some reason. There it is. No, whoops. That's 2. And this is 3. Okay. This is 2. Alrighty then. Alrighty, Roo. So let's just test it. Bing, bang, bada, boom. Oops. I really actually wanted to start there. So I'm just gonna go quickly attenuate my code because I accidentally screwed it up, which is pretty typical. Now I want to program controls. So, first of all, I want to do gravity. I want to be able to jump up and down. Also, what I'm going to do is I need to get a couple of, you know what? I'm just going to use one, and I'm going to use the clone tool. We're going to see if that works today. So what the Space Cheetos collect, maybe what they're going to collect. Is it weird to have Space Cheetos collecting donuts? No, I don't think so. So we're gonna collect the donuts. Yeah. No. I get so finicky about like the size of things because I want everything to kind of sit in its own little space. So anyway. We'll worry about this later. This is going to be our method for collecting points. First things first, we're going down to variables. We're going to make a new variable just for the Cheetos, and it's going to be the Cheeto gravity. Whoops. But I didn't want to do it that way. I'm going to make a variable. We're going to make it for this sprite only, and we're going to call it gravity. And it's going to be for the Cheese Puffs. So, first things first, when I click the flag, I want to set my gravity. I always want to kind of reset everything, and that's you know, kind of my thing. And then we know gravity needs to run in a loop, so we're going to get a forever loop. We're going to, because we're moving along the y-axis, which goes up and down, we know we're going to need to change our position on the y-axis based on whatever we're doing with the variable. I would love it if I could get to my motion blocks. There we go. Change y by not 10, but the gravity variable. Okay. So here we are. Change y by gravity. Now we got to tell this number what to do. So if a certain thing is true, let's say we're touching the ground. So if we're touching the color of the ground, then we're going to set gravity to 0 because we don't want to move. And what about if we're not touching the ground? What if we're up here? So if we're not touching the color of the ground, we are actually going to change gravity by a negative number, and we're going to make it -1 because the change gravity by is going to repeat so much, it's actually going to compound, which is going to make it look like we're falling. And then Last but not least, if I'm touching the color of the ground and my space key is pressed, I'm going to be able to jump up in the air. So if I need an and operator. So if touching the color of the ground and the space key is pressed. Oops, touching, no. Space key. There it is. And I'm gonna have it be the up arrow. And we're gonna set this number. Let's say set it to 12. So that allows me to jump. Pretty cool. And you can see what's happening to that variable based on the parameters that I set for it, based on this piece of code right here. That number, that gravity variable changes. I don't want to look at it, so I'm going to uncheck it. Number 2. And we can do this in a separate block of code. So what I'm going to do just for the sake of our educational purposes is I'm going to add a comment. And I'm going to say this is the gravity script. Right? Because normally when you're coding, you're doing it with a bunch of people because you're all working together. So I'm going to comment out. So comments aren't a piece of code. They just tell you what's going on in the code so that other people can understand what you're doing if you're working collaboratively. Or if you have like just a giant project with so many blocks of code and you don't remember where you programmed something, commenting is a really good way to keep track of it. So now I need another variable for the horizontal movement of my sprite. So I'm going to say for the sprite only, I'm going to say side movement. And it's going to be pretty much, it's going to be a very similar concept conceptually. Setting the side movement to 0 just to reset everything. I need a loop, and this time I'm setting the x-axis. So we're going to change x by the side movement variable. No, I don't really want to look at that either. Now, if a key is pressed, let's say the right arrow key. If the right arrow key is pressed, for those in the know, this is I believe, don't quote me on this, I'm not 100%, I believe it's a Cartesian grid, which means that 0 is in the middle. So if you're going positive on this grid, you're going right. If you're going negative, you're going left. So if you're going left of center, your number that you're measuring that is negative. So I'm going to set my X movement, or my side movement rather. If I want to go right, I'm going to set it to 5. If I'm going left, duplicado, changes left, it's a negative. Now, I'm going to be able to go left and right. But what happens if I want to account for the slope? Well, we gotta figure this out then. How did we figure this out last time? Well, let's just see what we have right now. So I don't have a way to stop. Well, let's program for slowing down to a stop. Let's say that these arrow keys are not pressed. Then I want my gravity to slow down. So I want to take that, I'm sorry, not gravity. I want to take the side movement number and divide it in half until Scratch rounds it down to 0. So I think I need or. If this key isn't pressed, or no, it's got to be and this key isn't pressed. So if right arrow, oh whoops. If right arrow key is not pressed, I'm confusing myself. I need 2 knots. There's a lot of negatives going on here. I could be doing this the hard way. If you know of an easier way to do this, then definitely leave me a comment. So if this arrow key is not pressed and this arrow key is not pressed, set the side movement to itself, divide it in half. So I'm doing divide by 2. Alright, moment of truth to see if it's actually working and I'm not losing my marbles. Oops, that's kind of a funny motion. I think I maybe need or instead. Yeah, I think I need or. I think that's why it's acting a little squirrely. Or. It's not working the way that I want it to. Like it's sort of working, but not really. Maybe it's just not going like as fast as I want because I need to attenuate these numbers a little bit. Whoa. That's so silly. Well, we'll leave it at that. I want to do something to account for slope. Let me think about this for a second. Because there's definitely a few ways to do it. Should I do, let's try if touching color. Whoops, I didn't want to comment that. If touching color, change, no, it's gonna be set gravity. To, oh, I think I know how. Let me see. Set gravity to the absolute value of the side movement variable. Let's see. Yes, we did it. Whoops. I'm jumping. Now this isn't really working the way I wanted it to. I'm gonna go back to 5. There it is. Now it looks nice. Kind of bouncing along there. So that way I don't go through this mountain. I go up whenever I'm touching a color. So I can kind of go along the slope there. Definitely leave a comment if you have a different way to do this. Because it's just the way that I kind of figured out over the years about how to do it. But alright, I got magical donuts, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have them clone. I'm gonna have them clone. So when the flag's clicked, first of all, we're going to delete all the clones. I guess we don't need to delete all the clones. I guess they'll delete themselves. It's getting a little dark in here. I'm gonna turn this light on. Alexa, turn on window strip. Hey, it worked. I love AI. Okay. So I'm going to, when the flag is clicked, we're gonna create a clone of myself. And then when it starts as a clone, it's going to go to a random position. So now there's a clone. And you got to collect both of them. So, okay. Ooh, I kind of think that they should be, like, randomly changing colors. Just to give it, you know, that space vibe, right? Change color. Ooh, that may prove to be more difficult than I thought. I might have to make it so the Cheesy Puffs can fly. Basically what the Cheesy Puffs are going to do is they're going to wait until they get touched by... Sorry, the donuts are going to wait till they get touched by Cheesy Puffs. And then they're going to hide and add a point. So. Wait until... Ching cheesy puffs. Hide. Which means you automatically have to show them later on. Well, at the beginning, I mean. Now we're going to make a variable called points. And this is going to be a global variable. So, change points by 1. Wait until won't work. It's got to be if, because wait until will kind of stop everything and scan, whereas if will kind of constantly just scan in a loop. My mistake, but an easy one to make. All right. Whoops. Wow, it's really thunderstorming outside. Quite the storm we're having. I'm like, why is it so dark? It's 2:30 in the afternoon. Yowza, it's really coming down out there. Well, that's a horse of a different color. Alright. So, let's get back on track here. You never know what's gonna happen at live create and hang, that's for sure. I think you can hear it too in my microphone. A storm's a brewing. So let's see. Got it. Why can't I okay. Alright, that's gonna work. Alright. Got the points. Now I just need to basically make it so that when it hits that right wall, it's gonna switch the backdrop. And it's gonna kind of reset everything. So all I really need to do is just duplicate a couple of things and I'll be good to go. So, my thought process here is to wait until my sprite is at like over a certain position on the x-axis, and that's going to trigger the backdrop change. So I'm going to get my x position variable right here, my equals operator. No, my greater than. Yeah, greater than. Oh man, we're having a thunderstorm. Whoops. There we go. So we're gonna wait until I think it's 240, so let's say 235. I think what I'm gonna do is just do another flag click. So when the flag's clicked, wait until the X position is greater than 235. Go back to the starting position, switch the backdrop to next backdrop, and repeat that for as many levels as we have. One less than as many levels. Then if the score is equal to 6, we're going to win. If not, else we're going to losing screen. So if the score, sorry, points, equals 6, and we're going to need some backdrops. Winning. And losing. You win. So I'm just naming my backdrops here. You lose. So should be a You lose. You lost. You know what? Let's be a little nicer. Let's say game over. Game over, and oh my gosh, you win! I think Alexa is giving me a storm warning here. All right. Oh no, I've been sabotaged. I can't go down there. All right, here we go. Whoa, that was weird. All right. So we're gonna go back to the Cheesy Puffs. And if the points are equal to 6, we're changing the backdrop to you win. If not, we're going to change it to you lose and stop all. So let's see how it goes. Alright, so I forgot to respawn the donuts. Let's make a broadcast command. Let's make it let's make a respawn command. So, whoops. Let's send a message. Broadcast, and we'll make a new command called respawn. Respawn the donuts. And when we get that command, alright, see if I can... Oh no, I crashed the game. Whoa, what happened? Oh no, I crashed it. I crashed it. Oh no. Okay, save my project. I literally just crashed my game. My kids would be so happy with me right now. Oh my goodness, that was funny. Alright, so obviously I did something wrong. I did that wrong. I spawned so many donuts. It crashed. It crashed the website. It's glitching. It's got to be a backdrop change that respawns them. So when my backdrop switches, the backdrop switches to 2, broadcast, respawn donut, and then also when my backdrop switches to 3, respawn donut as well. Let's see if that works. It's glitching. Uh-oh. Now we have double donuts. No. There's so many donuts. Alright, we gotta figure out what I did wrong here. What did I do here? Respawn donuts doesn't do anything now. Which means I was right. I'm just trying a couple of things, hoping for the best. there's so many. I mean, it could be a good game to have. Something's also wonky with my backdrops. Like, maybe I really... It's only supposed to happen twice. Maybe this repeats 3 times? So many donuts, so little time. Let's say the points are greater than 6. No, the points should be greater than 10. Because I'm going to attenuate this game so that... All right. Here we go. Let's make some cheesy puffs happen. So many cheesy puffs. We gotta collect. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Am I going to be able to, though? Oh, I'm gonna lose. No. I'm confused. I'm confused. Maybe it is only 2. Well, gotta do some creative problem solving as usual. If that works. Sometimes you just gotta try stuff until you get it right. You know what I'm saying? Oops. Let's try this one more time. 3. Okay. Because there's 3 backdrops, technically. So many flashing donuts! Can this be my life? I won! Hey, cool! Winning! Oh, that's so exciting. Alright, moment of truth. Game over. Alright, well, it's in fairly good working order, but that's my Cheesy Puffs coin collector game. In this instance, it's a donut collector. Always fun to be able to get points and all that good stuff. So, once again, my name's Emily with the Digital Arts Experience, and we teach stuff. We teach all manner of creative technology. We've got online classes, a bunch of cool stuff, Scratch every Monday at 3:30, as well as private lessons. Everything's on our website, so definitely go check that out. It's thedae.com. Make sure you hit the like. Definitely subscribe to our channel for more daily projects. They're super fun with our team. Everything from 3D animation to modeling to design to Scratch programming with moi. So we will see you in the next video, and we hope that you have a super awesome day. Thanks.